Alright, so double check, make sure we're all good to go. Audio is hopefully all set up as well. Zoom definitely came back just a little bit. Okay, so hopefully it's not too loud. Alright, let's get the tempo out loud. Just get background. Alright, let's do this. Alright, and we are live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are. My name is Makini, 90 hours German illustrator, and we welcome you to the last Friday. The last Friday Makini Live of this season. So this is what reaches to the end of the season. Sunday is going to be the season finale. So this is going to be the last Friday show for this season, but I'll still probably be doing Friday shows moving forward. So anyway, hope you guys are good. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. Hope you guys are having a great start to your weekend. Hope you guys are having a good Friday. Let me know what you guys are doing this weekend. As always, let me know how your Valentine's Day week was. I know it's a lot of fun there too. And today, so what do we got today? In fact, with us. So today, we're not going to be working on any channel member stuff this time. We're going to do something, just kind of break away a bit, and I'm going to do we're going to do some character art. As you guys know, my Twitch, Skylab, my Twitch channel mascot. Because of some of the games that we've been playing recently, I figured it would be fitting to give my character Skyla a bit more of an urban-centric look. So stuff like Midnight Club or Need for Speed, something that's very fitting to like a street racer or something like that. So anyway, let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and what you guys listen to is the type art lounge music. This is what I use for the Twitch streams as well. It's gonna get myself in the mood too. So you're gonna be hearing that throughout the stream as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this is how she looks right now. How she looks right now. There you go. As you can see, I have been at work at this probably since Wednesday or so. I am trying out a different. I guess how you should say. I'm trying out a different shading style a bit. Something that's a little more. I guess I won't say a little more simplified, but something definitely much more painterly than what I usually am, and the artwork of this is inspired by Korean artist Don Ko King. I'll show. Let me bring this up. So this is his. I'll just sense out some of his work and kind of use it, kind of based on the way he does his painterly style as kind of reference essentially. So that's what I'll be using. That's kind of what I'm trying to nail and intimidate, or that's what I'm trying to nail with what we're doing for Skyla, because I thought it'd be a fun kind of experiment to really kind of test that out. So I was gonna move you guys over here. No, we're not using the app. I'm not sharing the app itself. I'm actually sharing the screen so you guys can hear the music as well. So thank y'all everybody for being here as always. Thank you guys for the continued support. Of course, I know we did fall back underneath 1300 again. But it's fine. So if you guys can, just please share the stream out. If you guys can, please hit that subscribe button. Let's get back up to 1300 and get past 1300 so that we continue on trucking on our way to 2K subs. Speaking of which, we got plenty to talk about today, considering some of the big news that started to pop up. So, but before we get to that, let's go ahead and say hi to every single person who's in the chat. I know timing is different because I'm streaming at the same time Culture has his Friday pre-fight entertainment, and that's totally fine. That's totally fine. So, but thank y'all showing up for being here. Whether you guys are just gonna stay the entire show or just stop by and say hi and drop a like. I really appreciate you guys just watching and supporting and just sharing the stream out. That's all I ask. You guys are absolutely amazing. So without further ado, let's go ahead and say hi to everybody in the chat. First up, we got our stream up and running, always here, ready to go. 24/7. Go live. So thank you, Stream Spot, for being here. Power 700. Good to see you, my friend Elias. Good to see you. You see everybody saying hi. Thanks everybody. Yeah, Matt's on there. My co-host on Sundays. Also, Matt's here. Good to see you, Matt. Hope you're doing well. And of course, Julie, who is good to see you as well. Hope your weekend is going great, and I'm glad you like that as well. Glad you said style's amazing. His style is pretty incredible. So that's what I'm trying to imitate here, and I know more people will definitely start popping in from time to time. So, all right, now Also, one other thing, if you guys are watching from your app, mobile app on your phone, they implemented an Instagram style emoji button on the bottom right corner of your screen. I'm gonna blow this up so you can see what I'm talking about. So you can see the phone, and you can see this little Instagram app. And this is only if you have the mobile app, only if you're watching it from your mobile side. So that's why I had this up here to share it out. So just in case, because I was wondering, because people were noticing that on Fast Steven's screen. This Fats noticed it this morning when he was playing Hogwarts Legacy, and I was like, wait, that's weird. And everybody was like, oh crap. And that was something Valiant Renegade brought that up and said, now you can see those emojis start popping up in the chat now. So it's interesting. It's very interesting. It's in the app. You have to check your phone app for YouTube, or check the YouTube app on your phone, and you should have it at the bottom right corner. We're starting to shit right now. yeah, they must have implemented it like overnight or something like that nature. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Let's get my brush in here ready. So this morning I just finished the hair. We just finished the hair, and that was only like 5 layers or so. That was like 5-6 layers. I tried to simplify the hair as much as possible, so it's not too much. And then this morning I posted on Twitter that this is kind of like my first time kind of drawing a top like this, or shading a top like this, and I'm kind of proud of it. People have been complimenting people have been complimenting the kind of the way I do folds and creases on fabric and clothing and such like that. So I'm kind of proud of this. I still haven't come up with the design for a shirt though, but I am proud of it. But today we're gonna tackle, I think, we're gonna try to get as much as we can done today, but we got a lot to tackle here because we got the pants, and kind of looking at the references I'm basing on, the pants are going to require a bit of detail and a bit more attention to detail as well to kind of get what I'm going for what I want to, if I want to try and get close to that style. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So let's go start from the jeans. We got the base shading layer. Let's go and let's do I think the simplicity perfect. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think it's keeping it. I don't want to insult that by saying it's simple, but it is. What it is, it feels like it's a simple. It's not too complicated, or I don't know. It's just something about it feels very simplified when I look at the brush strokes and such like that, and it's incredibly effective. So, and that's what I've been trying to do recently, just because I tend to kind of really overdo it. I feel like I've been overdoing it a bit, and I'm trying to find what's kind of that sweet spot to get what I want to approach, because I do want to have I still want to make these to look as detailed as they can and have a lot of depth to them, but at the same time, you can tell it's like this is like all done in like 1 or 2 layers. Like the shading is only done with like 1 or 2 layers, and it's not you're not overdoing it in a bit. It's like it's just that right spot. Let me click this layer. Hang on. There we go. Now we can do it. Now we can go into it. So now we do have some things I want to talk about. Probably the biggest thing I want to talk about is the recent news that dropped yesterday, around this time yesterday, and it was blowing up. And the news is that YouTube's CEO, Susan Wojcicki, who I love to call Auntie Susan, has stepped down from the CEO spot on YouTube. It is very interesting. It kind of came right out of nowhere. And the reception so far has been, let's just say a lot of people are praising it. A lot of people are happy about it. I'll just say that much. And they're happy for a good reason. Although I'm kind of, I'm just like, okay, it's interesting, and I'm not trying to separate. It's like, oh, celebrate somebody's fired or somebody getting stepped down. It's like, it's interesting, and people are happy about it. And to be honest, I can't blame them. However, when I first heard about the news yesterday, the cynical side in me really started kicking in, and as I'm trying to erase a bit of the kind of overdid pants, overdid her jeans a bit to kind of stand it out into his skin. So I'm just cleaning it up. She wants to work on passion projects. Yes, I agree. To get started, she announced that she stepped down. It was from Deserto, news site Deserto. I heard about it yesterday at work while I was dealing with. It was the funny thing on Twitter, because for some reason my DMs couldn't work at all on Twitter. And that's when I heard that, and it was special thanks to Sonny and Brave Megatron, who sent the Deserto article talking about Susan stepping down and to work on personal projects. Now it's interesting what those personal projects probably could be, and possibly because of family, to focus on family health reasons and such like that. But there's also that side that's like, there's probably some stuff out, and YouTube's going to be taking the task. So this might be her abandoning it before it hits the iceberg. I mean, I'm not saying YouTube got to hit the iceberg or anything. I'm just saying it seems like might be some stuff that's coming out, and Susan's trying to get away from that. Possibly we don't know. So, but I find it interesting that that people celebrating, because for all intents and purposes, they do have honestly, they do have a reason to celebrate. However, I wouldn't celebrate too much though. Now, so the reason why people are celebrating is it's okay. So we love this platform. We love being on this platform and such like that. However, this platform has definitely not been so friendly in the past. Some would say in the past 9 years, almost a decade since she took over as CEO. It hasn't been focused on YouTube, and I think it's a best kept secret, or it's no secret anymore. YouTube has really been pushing more towards wanting to become a mainstream cable news, or not cable news, but mainstream TV outlet. It wants to be like the new cable TV in a way. And they've been pushing a lot of more mainstream sources, more mainstream late night shows and such. They've been catering more towards that and appealing to sponsors, appealing to a lot of the more mainstream stuff, instead of focusing on the issues that YouTube creators are still having on this platform. There's always been that lack of transparency concerning creators, and there's always been that kind of that double standard, in that if you have an official outlet or something like that, official mainstream outlet, they can get away with so much more than what the actual content creators will be able to get away with. And it's definitely it's interesting. It's interesting. I've been following this the whole time. It's just and it's more than just taking the discipline off. It's just not really appealing to, not being transparent. First off, not being transparent with the shit. Oh shit. I forgot. Oh my god. No. Shoot. Okay, hang on. Hold on, guys, hang on. I accidentally put the shading layer on the flat layer. Okay. Ah! Okay, hang on. Wrong layer. I put it in the wrong layer. Okay, I put the shading layer in the wrong layer. Okay, so we're fine now. Let me get back here. And I see a few more people are popping in right now because I'm looking through the app and I'm just seeing how many more people are going to start dropping those emotes, those emotes like they did, like it's an Instagram feed. But it's interesting to say the least, because the creators they've been getting the short end of the stick a long time. I know that a lot of new people are here, but think about it. They're not really catering to creators and such. Like, you have a copyright claim system that is, for less intense purposes, it is broken as all get out. It is just broken as hell. Anything can be claimed. Anyone can be copyright struck. They flip-flop on rules. We just had the, think about this. We just had the rules concerning, not being able to curse for the first 8 minutes of a video, or the entire video entirely, in some cases. Rule sets that really, they give more leeway to bringing in more mainstream sources, more mainstream content creators and stuff, but not, talking to the actual content creators to build the platform up. So there's a lot of, so I can understand why there's a lot of celebration in a way, even though I'm just kind of like, I really can't find too much of a reason to celebrate, just because the way I see this is the way I kind of look at Twitter. It's like, new boss, same as the old boss. I'm not feeling too hot on the person that's going to be taking over Susan's position moving forward. And and that's another thing, is that with Susan, it's like, you can't, like, she doesn't really like talk to the actual creators. Like, she'll talk to only like big name, like she'll actually have contents with talks with like big name streamers like H3H3, or maybe even like Mr. Beast, or even one time that Charlie, aka Moist Critical, had a had a talk with Susan and tried to ask a bit of questions concerning that. It just doesn't. There's a lot of trepidation concerning the new boss
concerning who's taken over. Like, think of it this way. There's a lot of concerns with like copyright stuff and stuff getting claimed and channels taken down. And there's no direct line of support. Like, you can't talk to like a manager or like a managing partner or something that most monetized channels usually have. I don't even know who my manager is, or who I'm or representative is, but they don't talk. But it's like every time you reach out to them, it's always bot. It's always like bot generated, AI generated messages. It's not like concerning a lot of concerns on this platform. You're not talking to, real people. And I'm going to see a couple of names in here. So just give me 1 second, guys. I will get to you in just a moment. But it does feel like you're not, like, whenever you have like an issue regarding, say, something like getting claimed or trying to fight something off, it's like, it's like when you try to reach out to YouTube, you don't get a representative. You don't get an actual person that you can talk to and help you with your issue or matter. It's very automated, and it's really kind of much more bothersome. It's much more bothersome that if you really want to get YouTube's attention, you can't do it through email. You have to do it through Twitter. Like, you have to tag Team YouTube to actually get their attention most of the time. And even then, the Team YouTube's Twitter account won't, they'll still give like a very automated response. And I say this from experience, because there's been a lot of cases within our circle, within my friends and such like that, who've had these issues, and they're trying to reach out to Team YouTube on Twitter, but they're not getting a response. They're barely getting a response in that manner. So I'll bring up a few examples right after I address some of the comments in here, because I see a few more people have started popping in. Just give me 1 second. We'll finish this line. Okay. All right. So see a couple more people popping in. Who do we have? Let's start from the top. We've got AFK Bard. AFK, good morning, sweetheart. Good to see you. AFK is our ambassador, one of our highest tier CSF Nation members. AFK, who has been such an incredible support since day one. She is absolutely lovely. I am so honored to have her as someone who is just. I'm grateful for someone like AFK. I'm truly grateful to have someone like AFK Bard supporting me. And she's kind of my co-host on. She's kind of me and her are co-hosts on the Sunday Culture Review, which AFK, if you're listening. Culture is bringing it back. He is bringing it back. They're in a transitional period. He's not sure when he's changing. He said, I talked to him last Friday. He said he is changing kind of the format of the Sunday Culture Review. So it's going to be more guest focused and such like that. So he isn't sure when that he's gonna relaunch it, but he says really soon. So hopefully, it could be the same thing where it's you, me, sometimes Wes, sometimes me and Sphere, and then the guests come in as well, and sometimes she'll back. So I miss the Sunday. As much as I love doing Makini live at 11 a.m. on his slot, I do miss, a part of me does miss getting ready for the Sunday Culture on Culture Casino. AFK, good to see you, sweetheart. Hope you're doing well. And of course, Julie's giving us a $3 super sticker. Let me check this. It is a pair Thank you for the $3 super sticker, and I'll give you a stock rep. This one is just for you. Thank you for the super chat, Julie. I really appreciate it. Yeah, let me get down here. So sure, Susan even did experiments, posting videos that she would get 3.5K dislikes, groups of dislikes. Yeah, the dislike, the removal of the dislike bar happened under her eye. You know, I think because the huge backlash. Because I think part of it is that you get this huge backlash from something like the YouTube rewind. Do you guys remember do y'all remember the YouTube rewinds that they used to do at the end of the year? Remember how bad they are and just kind of really cringe stuff? That was the case. Like Santa Inc. is another situation where they had to remove the dislike bar. I feel like there are a lot of instances that they had to just make up some faux reason to remove the dislike bar. And I don't think it's helped the platform either, because you can still ratio a video. And in fact, there's even a few widgets on Chrome, or should I say, a few extensions on like Chrome and on like Brave and other sites that allow you to bring back that dislike bar, so you can actually see the amount of dislikes a video gets. Say for something like the Little Mermaid trailer, which is over, I think, 11 million dislikes or something like that. But, the dislike bar isn't showing up, something like CNN or something like that. That's one of those cases. And yeah, the removal of the dislike bar sparked a huge backlash, and that was under Susan. That was under Auntie Susan's eye, too. So, it was a case with them trying to, it feels like it's them trying to protect and coddle to the mainstream content creators or mainstream channels, like outlets and stuff like that, stuff that will be able to get away with so much more and be able to bend the rules on what is allowed and what's not allowed. But whenever it's an actual creator that does it, they get in trouble. You know what I mean? It's interesting to say the least, and we'll get right more into it in just a moment. Let me go and let's see what else. Watch out! Thank you, Mark. You don't need to make up excuses. Stay tuned. I'm detailing here, okay? I'm working on the jeans. I know the jeans are going to be a lot to detail as well, so the jeans have a lot of work to do. And I'll bring that up in just a bit too. Let's say that everybody saying hi. Lucky Nico's here. The new Google rule stating inoculation for misinformation. Of course, there's that. She even had the meeting to correct her on some people who can make her money or make her on the side of the aisle. Yeah, it's insane. Lord Thoth. Good to see you here, another fellow Canadian. Good to see Lord Thoth. Team Makini, thank you for that. Twitter tags are a form of public shaming. Don't react to tweets so they get distraction. I agree. Thank you. And I watched the culture, so that's even more. I missed. No, it's totally fine. I know he does his late night Sunday show at the time I start my Twitch stream. So it's not but yeah, I missed the Sunday culture review. So, but we got one more. We got a super sticker from AFK Bard who is saying. It's a little Shiba Inu saying, "Tell me, Bravo." Always like I appreciate the Shiba Inu super stickers. I think it was Jane who kind of got me hooked on doing those. Right? Also, thank you for the little Shiba Inu super sticker. AFK, let me give you. I'm gonna give you some Gerry. There you go. For the super sticker, I really appreciate that. Oh, it actually shows up. Okay, there you go. It finally shows up. Okay. Yeah, Jacob Ironside, good to see you. And Julie, kind of hit the nail on the head. We're going to get voted, everything. When it goes to everything, no one wants to get canceled. Yeah, it's upside down face. Yeah, you're hitting the nail on the head there, Julie. But it's concerning. And here's the thing. And I'm gonna get back to YouTube here. I try to move my phone somewhere else. The only reason I have my phone app up is just because I can see the hearts or people throwing emojis up on the mobile app apparently, and it actually does show up in the chat. But no, to kind of drive some of the points home, to kind of drive another point home here is that for those who don't know, they've been changing the rules heavily, and I think I've been hit much more, or my content has probably taken a hit much more in that. Beforehand, I want to say a couple of weeks ago, I could get away with my more, I guess you could say, more spicier thumbnails of my work. It was only a rare occasion. It was a rare occasion that I would get something that I would do a Makini live show, and it turns out I got the what I call the yellow $ of sadness. That's the limited ads. It's ads not suitable. And recently I've been getting more of that, even on my shorts, and I've been getting more of the yellow $ just because it's not suitable. And I've learned that if you show any amounts of cleavage, even just for a little bit, that triggers it. So I got to be careful with my thumbnails a bit more. I got to be careful with, and it's more than just thumbnails. I got to be careful with if I want to have a green stream, I really can't be showing too much suggestive stuff on there. You know what I mean? I guess you could say. I can't really show much in that. Like, I think this is fine. Although Twitter will say otherwise, because I posted. See, okay, so here's the funny thing. I posted this on Twitter. And it got a sensitive material warning. In fact, a lot of my pieces have been getting sensitivity warnings. A lot of my posts have been getting sensitivity warnings retroactively. The Mona piece got a sensitivity warning. Explain to me how this is marked as sensitive. Explain to me that. This is odd. It's so odd. Like, I think, and I said, I was like, I think this isn't a mistake anymore. And I think Twitter is retroactively trying to exit out for me, apparently. And that any little thing I can post can be marked as sensitive material, even if the girl is fully clothed up. Like, really, guys? There's much more explicit things on that platform. There's literal prawn on that platform. But this gets marked as sensitive. Marked as sensitive. It's a sensitivity warning. Yes, it's. I'll try to fix your art. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! We got to get into that. I have a story I want to share with y'all today. This is gonna be a lot of fun this week because I got caught because I saw a bit of how do I say this? It is a case of scroll around and find out on Twitter, and we'll get to that later. Stay tuned, guys. I got a doozy for you. Yeah, absolutely. This is fun. This is absolute fun. So, but it's just like, you know, I'm seeing that, you know, it's happening retroactively. I'm seeing that it's happening on, you know, with YouTube and such like that. And it's like, yeah, they're trying so hard to get new advertisers and bring back old advertisers and such like that. And it's like nobody, and it's like, you know, and even hell, the what is it, ad revenue this month is all over the place. I know ad revenue is this month is absolutely all over the place for creators and such like that. So we don't know. I don't know what's going on with YouTube and such like that. And with hearing now Susan's leaving, I don't see Susan leaving being a good thing, to be honest. The reason is that all this is going to do is give us someone potentially worse. You know, potentially worse than what we've had to deal with Susan. I mean, I'm not trying to beat around the bush when I say that. It is the case. You know, we could potentially get somebody much worse than Auntie Susan. The reason I call her Auntie Susan is because like people like Demogeny, It's a Gundam. A lot of people are like calling her Mama Susan. I was like, yeah, I'm not calling her Mama Susan. I'm calling her Auntie Susan because that's what it feels like. She feels like that aunt. She feels like that aunt, you know. It's like Aunt Susan, you know. It's getting ridiculous, guys, and I think what's kind of more just kind of, I'm not trying to like blackpill. I'm not trying to be like a blackpill or anything like that. But I think what's more kind of concerning is that whenever you have and I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Sites like Rumble, like those YouTube alternatives like Rumble or BitChute or Minds, they're good alternatives. However, they will not be good enough. It'll take a long time until we find an actual competitor to YouTube. And I mean an actual competitor, someone who's actually somebody who's posing a threat to the platform or get the platform to change their ways. I think it's going to be a long time until we finally see that. No offense to Rumble or other alternate platforms, because I think they're fine. They're solid for what they are, and I've been recommended to try to back up all my videos, all my content over there. I'm just saying it's going to be, if you guys think that, you know, a site like Rumble can be able to be a viable competitor to YouTube without without interference, I guess you'll say without interference. You know what I mean? It's like that whole thing when it came to Parler. It's too much inconvenience to Google to get connected to everything. Exactly. Something that big has to be able to be able to dethrone YouTube, and I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. No offense, I just don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. It's too big. They're tied with Google, the biggest search engine on the planet. You know? I'm not trying to be like a black pill or Debbie Downer. I'm just being realistic. I'm just seeing this, to me, this is just being realistic here. But I think that's what those alt platforms, we need those. I think a lot more independent creators need those. It's just they're not going to track as big of an audience as YouTube, and it's usually really hard. And from what I've seen and what I've noticed, it's really hard to migrate, to get your entire audience to migrate over to another platform when they're so used to being on one platform. You know what I mean? It's hard. It's really hard. And you don't have that much of, how do I put it? It's just that those platforms, they do have a big audience, but not big enough of an audience to rival that of a YouTube or a Twitter or, you know, a Facebook or an Instagram or even a TikTok. You know what I mean? Hang on 1 second. There we go. All right. Back to it. Okay, it's interesting. And it's interesting to say the least. All the best. I hope for the best. I really do. I really do. But we'll see how YouTube is under this new management, under this new leadership. You know, will they become much more open, or will they become much more stricter? You know, will the double standards start to appear more? Will they start just taking down channels willy-nilly? You know? Will it become much more, I hate to say it, more draconian in their rules? You know, it's a question. I don't think, like I get that you guys want to celebrate, and a lot of people want to celebrate, but I wouldn't celebrate too much. Because you still have to contend with the fact that a platform that really doesn't care so much about their creators as much as they want to be the next cable television. You know, think about it, we're getting a Sunday NFL Sunday ticket is coming to YouTube. Like, it's leaving DirecTV after all these years and making their way to YouTube. And the NFL is such a huge platform, too. It's such a huge property. So it's something to really think about. Something to say is like, listen, you can celebrate one person leaving, or one person stepping down. I don't. But we're not out of the woods just yet, y'all. It's far from over. It's far from, you know, if you want to make this platform you want to. I want to see YouTube, you know, be much more creator focused, because, you know, the creators do bring that audience. They actually bring them one audience. They bring all that there. You know, we went through, you know, under Susan's tutelage, we went through what, 1, 2, 3 apocalypses so far? You know? We went through about how many? Yeah, about like 2 or 3 apocalypses so far. You know, and it's like you're fetching so heavily on gaining new advertisers, gaining new sponsors and such like that, and it's like, we got creators here that can bring the sponsors and advertisers in for you. You know, think about with YouTube and Super Chats. It's like, you know, we don't really get the full like Super Chat, and everybody knows, you know, you don't get the full Super Chat. You just get a you get you don't get the full super chat. You just get because YouTube will always takes a 30% cut. Same thing as if your videos get revenue. Really, most channels, I look at my revenue stuff, and most of the revenue I get is from super chats. So it's not really that much, and I appreciate that. And super chats, memberships, always help. It's just it's you grand scheme of things, it's nothing to say like, oh, I'm gonna quit my job and just go YouTube full time, which I highly implore everyone to say, listen, it's not gonna work. That venture isn't gonna work for everybody. Some people are just kind of, in some ways, some people are just kind of lucky, or they were at the right place and right time, or hit those right moments to be able to do YouTube as a full-time job, as self-sustainable. It's something sustainable, but even then, that's not sustainable. I do think part of me does think if I started YouTube, say like in like 2017 or 2018 or 2019, I probably would have already been monetized at this point. What do think about? But it's interesting. It's interesting to say the least. Yeah, we'll see how this moves on, especially with the new. I know all eyes are going to be on the new manager, and I see Stunning's in the chat. I can see Stunning. Yeah, all eyes are definitely going to be on the new manager and the new CEO, and we'll see how if this is going to be a positive course correction for YouTube, or if this is going to be more of the same, just with the new CEO. Okay, so as we've been at this for most of the stream. We have been at this trying to get the pants done. Just trying to get the pants done, get the jeans done here. Well, I hope he's not worse. We'll see. I'm just saying, we'll see. It's just. I do think that it's likely that it's going to be like Twitter, where it's just like the new boss, same as the old boss. Not everybody's siding with Elon now. But we shall see. Now, I want to just kind of switch gears a bit. I want to switch gears to. Oh, one second. Sorry. Okay. So turn the camera off. Sorry. I always wear pants on stream. Okay. By the way, if anybody's asking, I always wear pants on stream. Always. Anyway, MJ Media, good to see you, my friend. His face on draws. Oh, thank you, MJ. But yeah, it's just interesting. Yeah, I want to switch gears for just a second. Because I'm gonna get a little putting this together. Hopefully I can finish this today. Hopefully we can finish this today, but we still got a lot to do. Plus, I haven't come up with a design yet for a shirt and such, like inner cap and such like that. Susan Wojcicki, CEO of YouTube. That's what I call her, Auntie Susan. I just lost my train of thought. No. So something dropped this week, or this past weekend, and I know I was gonna save it for Sunday, but I'm gonna go ahead and speak my mind on this, and that is, we officially have a trailer for The Flash. Needless to say, as I kind of break this down here, needless to say, I am not impressed at all. I am not impressed at all. let me get started. First off, because I'm gonna go on a little rant here, and I don't care. Honestly, I don't care if people get offended when I say this, but it's actually true. The people who are like me, where they're like, I will never watch anything with not Grant Gustin, I'm sorry. No, I will never watch anything with Ezra Miller after all of the allegations, all of the criminal stuff that he's been doing. I will never watch anything DC as long as Ezra Miller is still hired there. But then turn around when they see Michael Keaton's cameo. I'm sorry. You lose your right to criticize or have any principles. You have none. I am going to be honest about that. Because there are people out there who are like me, FDC, as long as that creep is still employed. But then the moment they see, and they're not going to see the Flash film until they saw Michael Keaton's appearance, and they're like, I'm going to give the film a chance. Are you serious now? You're just going to flip-flop like that? And you guys know what I'm talking about. And I've heard people on Twitter. Say that same thing. I was like, okay, so so it's just like, you can't do that. It's just like, I'm sorry, I know it's going to sound like an attack, but you have no integrity. You have no integrity. You don't have any principles. I'm sorry, you don't have any. I made a super chat about this on Loki's stream this week. I am standing my ground. No amount of fan service, and that's what it is, and that's what Keith's role is. It's fan service. No amount of fan service is going to convince me to watch this. Not as long as that creep is still employed. And I will stand by that. I will not watch anything DC related as long as he is employed there. And to the people who are flip-flopping, you have no integrity. I'm just going to say it. I know it's going to rustle up some feathers, but you can't. The people who are just like, I am not going to see anything DC related, or I'm not going to watch this movie because Ezra Miller, but then just flip-flop and say, the moment they see Michael Keaton's appearance, which is pretty awesome, don't get me wrong. The moment they flip-flop to that, and it's like, oh, I'm going to see the film now. Or I'm going to see it only for Michael Keaton's. Like, no. I can't roll with you on that. I can't roll with you to that. People, if I'm not saying it, I'm saying people who are going to see it, they're going to see it. People are going to see it, they're going to see it regardless if it's because of Michael Keaton. No, that's fine. If you want to see it because of Michael Keaton, that's fine. But what I'm addressing is the people who said that they will not see it because of Ezra Miller, but the moment they see Michael Keaton's appearance, they immediately change their mind. I'm not with that. Sorry, not with that. Either you're in it or not. Either you stick to your guns, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm sticking to my guns on this one. And I know we have big DC fans in the chat, such as Mamabear, but I'm saying I was waiting until Sunday to say this, but no, I'm going to say this now because this is to be honest, this is ridiculous. I'm not trying to get some hate or anything. It's just, y'all, it just comes off as a little hypocritical. That's what I'm saying. Okay, Matt's giving me the thumbs up. It just comes off as a little bit hypocritical. stick to your guns, okay? Stick to your principles. It's kind of like that thing with Hogwarts Legacy. It's kind of like that thing with Hogwarts Legacy where you had a moderator on Reset Era. They had anyone from Hogwarts Legacy, but then they find out that they've been playing they've been playing the exact same game that they're banning everyone else from Reset Era off the forums from. It just reeks of hypocrisy. It just reeks of hypocrisy. I just don't have any. I don't have any time for that. I don't have any respect for that, honestly. If you're gonna say that you're not gonna do it, then stick to it. And I know I'm probably gonna get clipped for it, and I'm probably gonna get attacked for saying that, but I don't care. I'm sticking to my guns, and I'm putting my foot down on this. I'm not watching anything DC related as long as that creep is still employed. It is hypocritical. Oh, I've been open that I'm a DC fan and I will see it regardless. Exactly. Exactly. It's just like, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Just have some integrity. Just at least have a spine and say, listen, I'm gonna stick with it. If you want to watch it, no. If you want to watch it, it's fine. I'm sticking to my guns and not watching it. And that's what I'm saying. Don't come as like, oh, I'm not going to watch it because of this person, but then just immediately just pull a 180 and just be like, oh, I'm going to see it now because of this guy. It's like, come on now. And getting into the trailer itself, there's some aspects I like, but it's just nothing. It's just not that impressive to me. I'm just not impressed. It's just nothing there. It's like Miller's acting. I really don't care. I really don't care for it. And they've been claiming he's fired after the movie popularity. It's over. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. And Power, I don't believe that. And that's why I'm going to be very trepidatious after the movie is released. I'm going to be very trepidatious about this if I'm willing to support DC or watch it again. Watch another DC property. Whew, I am kind of I'm a little ranty today, am I? I'm so sorry. All new people. I feel like I know I'm being a little ranty today. I'm sorry. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And it's just you can't. And it's just like I can't deal with the flip flopping. Okay, like it's with me and Star Wars. I stated that good. I've had Mads and I've had people have heard me say this clear. I have not watched anything Star Wars related after The Last Jedi. I mean that. I have not watched anything else. I may have watched a few clips and such, but I will not watch anything Star Wars related because I was so burned and so hurt by The Last Jedi. It killed it for me. And I've stood my ground since 2017. Ever since 2017, 2018, I stood my ground. I was willing to watch it one more time just because like the original OG High Council was doing a watch party of it, but not anymore after. Exactly. Woo! I am a fancy boy. Oh man, it's just I'm not furious. I'm not gonna put up with it. I'm not gonna put up with it. It's like you want, like here, and I'm gonna meet you guys halfway on this. You guys, I will listen to you guys' review of the film, but that's about it. I'm not watching it. I will stand with ground and say I refuse to watch anything DC related, but I will listen to you guys. And if you guys want to talk about it, listen to reviews. I'll happily listen to reviews and see advance. It might be good. I think the film is gonna make money. it is going to make money. I think it's going to have a really good opening weekend at the box office this summer. I guarantee you that. Nobody beats my secret boyfriend, Christian. We won't tell anyone. We won't tell anyone, Julie. I promise. We won't tell anyone. I promise. Plus, DC is really kind of. DC is, no offense, but DC has really kind of soured me a bit on both kind of the comic front and kind of in the video game front. Like I'll bring this up. So I was actually looking forward to Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League for two reasons. One, it's Rocksteady. Like, say what you will, and we have plenty to say about Arkham Knight. I really like all four Arkham games. They are solid. They are such fantastic games. Arkham City is arguably the best one. And Rockstar is a incredibly strong and talented developer. They are. So I was interested in because it's Rocksteady. And the only other reason I would be interested in playing Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League is that it is confirmed that it is the last. It is Kevin Conroy's last. This is Kevin Conroy's last appearance as Batman before he passed away last year. It by the way, guys, it still hurts me to this day. I'm still feeling it. Me and my dad are feeling it too. You know, it still sucks. It kind of ruined it. It kind of ruined our day when we heard about that. And, you know, it hurt us more when we saw, Kevin Conroy's personal message to Mike, Mexican Ironman, and it was just like, I can't believe this, man. But yes, for those who don't know, Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League is Kevin Conroy's final performance as Batman. So I was gonna give that a chance just because I want to hear him one more time. But I am starting to really turn that. I'm really starting to. This one looks hard. I'm really starting to turn around. For two reasons. The two reasons is that, for one, it is confirmed that Rocksteady's Suicide Squad versus the Justice League is going to be a live service game. Okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm gonna take this thing. Look. At a time where we're seeing a lot of live service games get axed, start to die out. Like we just heard the Avengers. The Avengers game is going to be ending their service, and a couple other games are ending their services too. At some point, guys, you realize that this live service approach just is not going to be that sustainable. It's like unless you're like a Fortnite or like an old school Overwatch, like a Fortnite, like that. The live service model just isn't going to work for everything. It's like, man, I was like, I'd rather go back to DLC. Just stop DLC, just be done with that. You know, turning it into a live service it's not going to be that sustainable for all games. It's just not going to be a surefire win because we're seeing a lot more games cut off their service shortly. It's like your live service has to be strong in the first week of its release to see if it actually has some form of staying power. You know what I mean? Oh, also, yeah, he does have unreleased voice clips and multiverses. So it is, and there is talks that they are bringing animated series Joker with I think it is with Mark Hamill reprising his role one last time. But even then, and that's the other thing, it seems that multiverses is starting to die off. You guys know that? If you guys notice, it seems that multiverses is starting to. It just doesn't feel like the live service thing is going to have that strong of a staying power, in my humble opinion. As we're seeing more and more live service games fall off. And Jason Frank, yeah. I was talk about passing away like around the same time too. But another thing that has caused me to be much more lukewarm regarding Gotham Knights is the potential story leaks. I don't know if it takes place in the same. I think it does take place in the same universe as the Arkham games, and there are leaks that are saying that everything that has occurred within the Arkham games, those are moot. Like they're non-canon, or it's like it's retcon. Like everything that happened in the Arkham games gets retconned. And I'm sorry, I can't roll with that. If those leaks are true, I can't roll with that. I simply can't. And just and I have to go back to this old. I do have to, and it's just that just soured me. Like the battle pass format. The whole thing is, and they're trying, and this goes into another thing, and this is just a personal thing for me. I will say that this is just a personal thing for me. So it seems that with the battle pass, they're gonna sell skins. You know, it comes with cosmetics and such, and I'm gonna be honest here with you. While some designs I like in Suicide Squad, Heroes of Justice League, if you're gonna make a live service game with sellable skins, I have zero faith in that's gonna do well, because I ain't gonna beat around the bush. I do not like the look of Harley Quinn in that at all. I do not like that at all. She does not look good at all. I'm sorry. I ain't good. I forgot. I just subbed to a channel. Before the stream started. Who was talking? Who are bringing this up more and more? I think his name is Sayel. Cyael. Yeah, Cyael. And he's been talking about that a bit, about lots of stuff, and with, just listen, if you're gonna sell character skins, I do not like how Harley looks in that. That's not a selling point. That is not a good looking Harley in that. And they are gonna reveal Poison Ivy, and I'm like, yeah, Poison Ivy, I'm worried about. I don't want to see my girl dirty like that now. It goes back both stuff. It's like there are design decisions that are just like y'all are afraid to actually you guys are afraid to actually show attractive looking female characters. I'm gonna go back to that. Well, but I do get the sense that with Rocksteady, and I'm kind of getting the sense that with a couple of games now, a couple of games out there too. It's just they're afraid. You know, it's really they're really afraid of sitting the mob and stuff like that. I'll tell the first believes in, listen, if you're gonna give us equal good-looking females, you better give us good-looking males as well. I am all for equality. I'm all for up with that. In fact, I heard one of the first mods that they made for Gotham Knights is a new Dick Grayson mod. I'm like, I am not surprised. I am not surprised. And I will have to say this, and I can say this as a straight man. Dick Grayson Nightwing is one of the best asses so I am not surprised, and I'm all for it. Why not? It's crazy, you know. It's that's what I get the sense, and I'm not selling like some of the character designs I do like. It's just Harley's just really isn't Gotham Knights. Okay, I know it's been a mixed negative reception for the most part. So it's good to see you enjoy it. It's good to see you. It's just what happened. It's interesting. It's just oh man. Okay. I'm not. It's kind of the way DC is going in general, and I did bring this up. But kind of the way DC has been going in the past year or so, especially on the comic side, I'm not. I really am not like. I'm not feeling too positive. I'm not feeling too positive. You know, kind of the direction it feels like they're on the movie side. It feels like they have a chance to be the MCU competitor that they tried to do under Snyder's ruling, but it seems like it's going to be filled with bad decisions. And filled with just not strong, or just not really strong decisions that really are going to help benefit them, benefit just kind of one scale of the DC universe, the DC universe, because you know DC to me has always had the best heroes, always had the best stories. I'm a diehard. I'm a bigger DC fan than I am Marvel. No offense, DC will Marvel at all. Yeah, I'm a DC fan. I grew up being a DC fan. You know, I grew up with the animated series, the Bruce Timm first, you know, the universe. Batman animated series, Justice League, yeah. You know, Batman Beyond, you know, it's comics, DC, you know, DC's animated film adaptations, you know, which are mostly great. Most of them are great. Except for a couple. Killing joke. I don't know. I'm worried about where the direction DC's heading, and it's just and don't get me started on the same actors that we have that are going to be playing them in live action. They're going to be doing the voiceovers for them in other media such as shows and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's going to be a logistical nightmare to be able to put something like that on. Just saying. That is a logistical nightmare. Oh my god. But okay. I'm gonna stop 1 second. 1 second so I can address the chat a bit because I'm seeing Julie just like shout my name out right now. I know yeah, he has some unreleased voice clips in the multiverse game. Put the phone on the cover. Yeah, there's that too. Turn the music down a notch. Oh, we did. Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about that. My bad, y'all. My bad. Sorry about that. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Well, that's just one book, and that's just the kind of how the artist is portraying. It's kind of the artist's style. I'm not. Sorry about that. Sorry, guys. So sorry. Sorry. I didn't realize. Its music is down. Music is lowered. So you're good to go, right? Right? Okay. My bad, y'all. My bad. No, it's just I want to see DC thrive. I want to see DC. I want to see Marvel thrive. I want to see, but it's I don't know. Just the decisions, the decisions they're making up at the top and stuff like that is that Makini, please, like, here you for. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. I'll try to be mindful next time. Sorry about that. I fire you, but I can't replace you. You know, I really appreciate that you wouldn't want to fire me just because you can't find somebody to replace me. Wait a minute. Man, this is my show. Hold on, this is my show, my channel. You can't fire me on my own show. Alright, fine. Okay, fine. Alright, fine. Just for that, just because I messed up. Just because I messed up, I'll fire myself then.
You're fired. You're fired. You're unfired. I need you. Unfired. I need you. Come here.
Thank you. Okay. Well, DC, because I probably do not care about the board. Yeah, it's just crazy, you know. It's just crazy. Ah! It's all the best, you know, all the best. But it's and considering on the topic of Marvel, I did hear that Quantumania, the first film in Marvel Phase 5, is certified rotten. So it looks like it's not. Even the critics are just kind of not. I think the veneer of the MCU in its first 3 phases, I think that's starting to really go away now. You know, people weren't as it wasn't as like Phase 4 like had. It seemed that Phase 4 of the MCU really didn't have any sense of direction. You know, didn't have any sense of like purpose. Just kind of meandering, if you know what I mean. I heard Ant-Man 03 doing weirdly. Yeah, Ant-Man 03 doing weirdly, and I know that a lot of Phase 4 properties are getting delays, including Ironheart, which is I think it's an indefinite delay for now. But we'll see how that turns out. Metamucils, fiber guns. Then hey now, damn, man. Damn. Okay then. Yeah, but that just seems to be what the case is. And to be fair, I really like the first Ant-Man. The second one, not so much. I really like that first Ant-Man. So. Just because I think it did a great job of pulling more to the kind of more strengths of Paul Rudd as Scott Lang, and the jokes I think they hit more and it felt much more. It didn't feel like a world-ending. It didn't feel so much like a world-ending threat. It felt very self-contained, and I actually liked that. Plus, it did set up Civil War. Plus, it did lead into Civil War. So. Critics always towards them an opposite. Yeah, that's true. Oh, in regards to like MCU films, or just kind of like in general? Because in general, yeah, definitely. There's definitely been a kind of a a back and forth between critics and audiences on where critics will love it, audiences will hate it, and vice versa. So it might be one of those cases where it's like, it might be one of those cases where critics and audiences are kind of on that same page, and that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen too often, but it does happen. But it has been happening recently. It has because it's not goofy and or action. Yeah, the audiences aren't too fond of it just because it feels like there's no sense of direction. It's just like, yeah, and it's just like I did hear that the ending of the films are setting. The ending of the films is basically just setting up the next Disney Plus Marvel show instead of the next film, which you're going to see a lot more of. I think a lot more of. I think in this case with Phase 4 and Phase 5, a lot of the films are going to be much more just advertisements for Disney Plus shows. You know what I mean? That's what it seems like it might be the case. I am interested to see where it falls in the box office, where the box office numbers are going to be for opening weekend, because it might not. So I think it might do well. I think it will do well. It'll do well in the box office, but I don't think it's going to go past like 700 or 800 million. Like, and that's from my projected guess. Is that I don't see it. I don't see it overall grossing more than at least 800 million. And even people are saying like they're not fond of the CG. Is what that's kind of been a common thing we've been seeing with a couple of Marvel properties lately. Is that the CG hasn't been on par, or it's been so overly reliant on CG and not less on much less on practical effects. Like you saw that, like you kind of saw what we had with She-Hulk. You heard there was a lot of complaints about that regarding the people, the people who were working on the VFX. They're working on the CG teams who are making those complaints, and how they're being treated and such like that. So, it's interesting. It really is interesting to see either how far or how different things are too. VFX all left too. Yeah, exactly. And then there's this lighting in some CGI sequences too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, Ronnie G, how's it going? Yeah, exactly. Plus, it just seems the writing seems all over the place. It's like they're force feeding the jokes in, and it's not letting the jokes come in naturally like it was at least in the first Ant-Man. And you're missing some key characters. Like, where the heck is Michael Pena in T.I.? I'm just saying. I love it. That's one of the parts I loved about the first Ant-Man film was actually Michael Pena as well. Yeah, it's just like Iron Man was initially partial armor, all CGI, but then you see, it's all CGI now. Avengers 1 Hulk, Big Green Elevated bust on the actor's head. Okay. Oh, it had too much CG in the yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's too much CG in the quantum realm. And from what I was hearing, in fact, was that there's an old trick. You guys remember the old? I remember Elysium. I remember Elysium. I remember, if you guys remember the Matt Damon film. I think it was Matt Damon. Elysium. They made this really good trick by dirtying up the CGI effects to make it feel more realistic and natural. They seem to kind of have it sounds like they kind of use that dirty, muddy effects to the CGI to make it makes it look more CG. Like it's overdone, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm hearing, is that they muddied up the CGI too much. I know that's like a trick thing with the CGI. I know with CGI it's like tricky to be able to pull off. Like, you know, you got to get somebody like smart like Avatar. Like an Avatar is being able to make the CGI look so seamlessly integrated with the practical effects and make the CGI look incredibly just like realistic and stunning and not fake. Nice space Apollymi. What? What are you talking about? Are we talking about the jeans? I don't know. I've been working on these jeans for an hour and a half. I just realized. Like I said, there's a lot of like. I didn't realize there's a lot of kind of effects when it comes to detailing like jeans and such like that. You know, getting all those creases in and such like that. But it's really interesting. No, they should have put all that money on Soul Racer. What's up, Gage? How's it going? Oh, Gage, glad you're here because I gotta bring this up. We gotta bring this up because that was fun. That was fun. Okay, so I know some people who are new to the channel for me. Just being one of them. They know that I have the people who been following me know that I do have I have a beef when it comes to like art fixers on Twitter. Like I have a serious beef with art fixers, with people who will fix somebody else's art, you know, without their permission, or as some kind of political statement, or in doing it very smug about it. I agree. And here's my thing. Yeah, I have like one of the biggest ones was when the Velma show came out, and then we were all I was talking about that whole art fixer who was race swapping all of somebody else's art and just being very smug about it. It's always nice to see when an art fixer gets serious blowback. It's somewhat satisfying to see that happen to an art thief. Yes, we had an art thief. Okay, let me. You know, I'm gonna address that question. What are your thoughts on taking someone else's art and retracing aspects or doing it different? That kind of falls into I want to say that almost falls into a kind of a gray area when it comes to that. Like, I know people will like, and I've had this happen, that people will take my art, but what they'll do is they'll just put something on top of it, or they'll just like, if they're trying to critique or trying to give feedback, they'll like write an arrow to say, here, this is where you need to fix, this is where you need to touch up on. I can understand. If you're trying to do it to say, hey, you want to show them where they're making the mistake, and then, you know, like red circle, like pinpoint it like that, and they say like, okay, here, focus on this is where you need to improve on, this is where you need to do this and that. Or I can understand that. I can totally understand that. But if you're doing it in the purpose of race swapping, purposely like race swapping, or making this change that to a third change body type way that was originally intended for a different ulterior motive or a different kind of purpose, that is where I have a problem with. That is where I'm disgusted by. And that's where I'll happily call out and say something about that, because that is not the way to do it. That's not the way to get your message across. It's incredibly disrespectful. Now, we have a case, and I see Loki in the chat up in here. I see Loki up in here saying, hey, I fixed your drawing. Back. You know what, Loki? You know what? You know what?
I said, hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
I feel betrayed by you, Loki. How dare you? Oh, by the way, Loki, I told Arwen on Fastest Stream that in regards to the Star Trek this season of Picard, your stream is going to be the first stream, the first thing I watch when it comes to the reviews of the final season of Star Trek Picard. I'm going to y'all first before I go to anybody else. Like, I watched your review. I watched your review in full before I watched as of Heels versus Babyface's review. So for the rest of this final season, any reviews I hear or any reviews I see on Picard for each episode, I'm going to you guys. I'm going to you first, Loki. So you're first, and then I'll listen to everybody else's reviews. So I told Arwen that on Fastest Stream this morning. But no, art fixers, they anger me, and art thieves. Yes, tracing someone else's work is never the answer. Nor is it worth a blowback when you get found out, because people will find. Yes, people will find out. People will find out. And that's another thing. That's why I have a hard time. That's why I try. And Julie, who knows me in real life, Julie knows that I have basically been so vehemently against tracing, like for the rest of my life. I've been so against tracing. I'm so strong against tracing other people's work. I would rather try to, like, in a case of, I wouldn't art fix it, I would do a version of my own, with, those changes that you want to make and such like that. I just think it's disrespectful in general. I think the intentions when you do it to fix that is disrespectful. In the case of art thieves, that's a whole other debacle here, and we're gonna get right into it. And Johnny Cage knows what I'm talking about, because I remember showing this, and he actually followed the artist who made the reply for it. So I'm gonna step away for just a moment, because I'm gonna bring this up. I'm gonna bring this shit up because this has been funny to me. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible because we gotta get back to the genre. So I made a stint about this. Okay, let's get started with. Wait, hold on a second. I made a stint about this clown. Here we go. All right, so we're gonna bring this up. Dumbass. This person's a dumbass. I saw another artist, an artist I follow, bring this up. Okay, so here we go, right here. I saw another artist I follow bring this up. They got called out vehemently. For posting this and claiming that this is their own art. I'm dead serious. They were claiming up and down, left and right, that this is their own art. And they actually stole this from somebody else. they got clowned on repeatedly. And then what happened was this clown, I'm gonna call him a clown. This clown kept doing it. This clown kept doing it to the point where I started calling him out, to where a lot of people started him out because he was very smug and very disrespectful to the original artist. Because he goes on, and I cannot believe this piece of filth. And I'm sorry being mean to that, but this piece of crap has the goal. And by the way, the tweet I first quote tweeted, that tweet's been deleted, by the way. But he had the goal. When you have the original artist come out and call him out for it, he goes and has the gall to say that the time lapse that they posted was AI generated. It wasn't real. That got me off. That set me off right there. You've been caught red-handed, and instead of owning up to it, you're gonna play the victim. And he was playing the victim the whole time. This little piece of work was playing the victim the whole entire time, while continuously being ratio for every tweet. Having a goal to do that, even having a goal, and he was caught stealing other people's art as well. This fool has the gall when the original. Okay, I'm gonna bring this up. Hang on, I'm gonna bring this up because I post this in the CSM Nation chat. This guy Johnny K is to follow that artist, by the way, because he knows what I'm talking about. I'm gonna share this right here. So this is the original artist right here. This fool up here. She posts the time lapse, right? And then this fool here has the gall to tell that original artist to remove it, to remove the post. You're using AI to make a fake speed paint and claiming and tell your fans to leave me alone. I posted this because they posted that caption right at the bottom. I bursted out laughing, and I remember Johnny Cage saw that, and I was like, I want to follow that artist just for that piece. But originally, because of what this fool said, I was originally going to draw Sonic today. I was originally going to do a Sonic piece today, basically telling him to go F himself. Like the Air July gift, tell you to go F yourself. But that response is great. This fool not only got ratioed so bad to the point where they actually got a DMCA strike on the original art that they stole from, and they were forced to take it down. So, and what else was interesting was that they kept claiming that it was made by their friends on Discord. I'm like, okay, this guy's a troll. This guy's a blatant troll, and judging by some of the Discord messages that was leaked, this guy's also a racist. Because I'm not going to show it on here, but there have been a couple of instances where some people went to his Discord and called him out, and he actually called them the N-word, hard word R. So I'm like, so not only you a piece of ill, you also a racist. You also probably a creep too, but some of your other Discord messages too. I'm just saying, man. It's just. So that was a fun little case of what happens when you try to steal somebody else's art, claiming it as your own, and then having that gall to tell the artist that they need to take it down or that it's fake and such, and playing the victim. I'm like, I didn't need to see the sexy lead. I know, right? That was something else. Yeah, that sexy lead with 17-year-olds and with minors, and I'm like, listen, man, I'm just saying that's kind of a word the word that starts with a G and rhymes with broom. I'm just saying. Go back to AJ. Oh, hang on. Okay. Thanks. I just hope my redraw of realistic Padme with anime light turns out well. Doing realistic is tough for me. My best realistic paint was black and white against Jones. Realistic is like really tricky though. Like you have to be really detailed, and you have to really know what you're doing sometimes to try to do a realistic stuff. That's just for me. That's just for me, you know. It's tricky for me to try to do something realistic. I've never been good at doing anything realistic, to be honest with you, but I applaud many who can successfully pull it off. But it does require a lot of detail to be able to do it, and a lot of tricks to be able to really make something look realistic. You know, I feel like sometimes I come close. Sometimes, most of the time, I just come off very far from wanting to do something realistic. That's why personally, for me, I don't attempt to do realistic. I just like doing detailed stuff. Rip a hydrate. Rip a hydrate. Oh, further back. Okay, further back. Okay. Did you catch my example above? I'm working on Critica right now, tracing realistic looking Padme for credit columns, but it's going to look more cartoonish. I plan on being original. I'm not sure what to tell you on that one, man. I would say keep studying it, because keep studying like actual photos of Padme, like movie stills and stuff, to get the certain lighting and such, to be able to get those kind of edges and such like that, to make it look as realistic as you want it to be, you know? I think you have to study actual photos to really make it look realistic. You have to study, you know, techniques, certain tricks and techniques to get that realistic feel that you want to achieve. You know? Man, I've been at this pants all day. I still don't know what to do. I just realized that. Okay, and then so we need to do something with the tears, with the tears a bit. So let's do this. So I'm gonna go back to the base shading layer, and we're gonna try to draw a bit of tears, maybe a little bit of tears here, or a little bit of shading within the tear effects. But first, let me go ahead and delete this first. I'm working on layers and going slightly more anime look. Okay. Right. I get to be. Shut up! Shut up! I wonder how. Let me explain it. Oh, I didn't see. I got to see Loki's comment earlier. I want to highlight Loki's comment earlier today. Earlier in the stream. Where's Loki's comment? Oh, so we were at the end of reviews. I'm going to address it as a whole as well. Just looking at season 3 at the moment. You know. Yeah. I know. I know that with Picard, it is a mixed bag. I did see that Overlord DVD just posted his review, and it seems like he's not on board with it as much as, say, you or the rest of the Friday team, or Robert Meyer Burnett or Dave Cullen, or even Az. So it's... And you make a good point that you got, and you made, and I think it was Rambling. I think it was Rambling. You and Rambling made a good point that, you know, no matter how good season 3 of Picard will be, or can be, or is, some people are just are probably just too burned by how Picard was in the first 2 seasons. You know, that they already have these trepidations towards season 3 of Picard. You know, with this being the final season, and Alex Kurtzman isn't, or Klutzman, as I call him, Klutzman isn't at the helm at this. It does. People are worried. People are. It's not just people worried. People are just. They're probably too burnt to just be like, I am not giving this another chance. But you're spot on the money. You are. Loki, I don't know if you're still watching, but you are. You probably are. I know you're just behind your back, but you are spot on when you said that. You know, the people who are bashing Picard and not even bothering seeing it. Yeah, you are spot on that. Like, I get that. Like, you want to. I get that if you're burned by it, that you don't want to watch season 3 of Picard, but don't go in and just be like, just already thrashing the season when you haven't even watched a single episode of it yet. You are spot on that one, and I do think that there might be a case where we'll have those instances. We'll definitely have those instances, and it's interesting to see that, you know, everybody's just kind of, you know, giving the praise it deserves and such like that. You know, Overlord DVD is definitely standing his ground on this one. Overlord DVD is not really on board with it, and I can understand. It's just not. It's going to be interesting to see how this is, but it does open up potentially that, hey, it's, you know, this might be the gold nugget in a. This might be the golden nugget in a pile of dookie. Golden nugget in a pile of dookie coming out of Kurtzman Shrek. Kurtzman Shrek. It's going to be interesting, and I'm looking forward to the next episodes coming out. So, but like I said, I'm gonna watch yours. I'm gonna watch your review first before I listen to anybody else's. Just out of sheer respect. But I've been hearing a lot of good things. I've definitely been hearing the good things. So it's good to see that it is. But it might be just that, like, it might be that Clace. Don't ever take me seriously ever. I know that, Gage. I know that already. I know that already. No, but with it might be a case where with Picard. Let me bring this back up. I'm gonna have to bring my sources back up. But with Picard, it might be a case of where it's like the Mandalorian, where it's like one bright light, but that's probably all we're gonna get out of it. And it's like, okay, it's probably gonna be the good thing, and then, you know, everything else is just, it's gonna be more the same. It was just said that, like, seeing that, like, you know, the stars were the stars were aligned for that time to make it happen, and, you know, having what's his name take over and not Kurtzman was probably the right idea. And it's like, okay, it sounds like he should be running the helm of Star Trek, but, you know, he was only there for, like, contract, and, you know, what's going to happen there? You know, what's going to happen afterwards? And again, I think that's a good thing to kind of ask what's going to happen post Picard season 3, because it sounds like they're going to go back. It's going to be Kurtzman going back to the well again, going back to kind of the same old stint. And for me personally, my only experience too much of, I remember watching Voyager as a kid, but that is about it. I've always saw Star Trek as so much more sophisticated science fiction than, you know, Star Wars, which is straight up science fantasy. It just I find it odd that for a show like for the Kurtzman era, and you could trace this all the way back to Jar Jar and Bad Reboot, but how a series like Star Trek with that much sophistication, that much focus on, you know, creating this uplifting future of this possibilities of exploration of life and such like that, how the recent properties have been so focused on action. Which, not saying there was plenty of action in Star Trek, but it wasn't the primary focus. Not like kind of like with Star Wars. It's always funny weird that you're focusing so heavy on action, where that's not really the main focus of Star Trek, from what I remember. You know, the Voyage Home is the perfect example of Star Trek. Did need a phaser fire or a villain to have a good story? Exactly. You know, that's what I'm talking about. You know, it wasn't like overly done. What I'm hearing from with like the Picard stuff and the Picard stuff and a lot of the, you know, Discovery versus Trek, and it had a lot more class, a lot more sophistication, and a lot more of that uplifting respect for what, like, for me, I was kind of I was like, I looked at Upper Decker, which I'm calling, that's what I call Lower Decks. I looked at Lower Decks and I'm like, what the heck is this? What is this? I don't see any of this feels like Star Trek to me. It doesn't feel like it feels like it's complete opposite of it. And it's just like with with kind of, you know, Mikey, and of course with Discovery and Mikey Spock and the bestest ever, and just how crazy is that? How crazy is that? Just absolutely crazy. I am all over all these G's right now. Oh, that's gonna get clipped. It's gonna get clipped. But it's just, I don't know. I'm interested to see how this is gonna turn out, because it seems like it's a solid. It seems like it doesn't. Because what I'm hearing from R&B and Dave Cullen and a couple others is that it's good to decent the whole way through. It doesn't try to like pull a wool over your eyes and like, you know, just like throw everything under the bus at the very end, you know, just like drop the ball, you know what I mean? Just like do like a heel turn or a 180, like The Last Jedi or something at the very end. Oh, I forgot to bring this up. Okay, on Flash, with Flash, you're gonna be surprised. I'm gonna be surprised. You're all gonna be surprised when I say this. I am not too bothered by Sasha Calais Supergirl. I'm not, because I do agree that you have and if you've not seen pictures of her, Sasha Calais she is beautiful. She is an absolute gorgeous looking woman, and the way they kind of handle her. Thank you so much, Julie, for being here. I really appreciate that. I think you're having a great, wonderful time. Enjoy the Top Mocking joins. Thank you, Julie. Thank you. Have a great rest of your Friday. Hopefully, I'll see you Sunday for the season finale. Have a great rest of your Friday, Julie. Take care. What makes for great is that the third installment of the Genesis trilogy, Star Trek's equivalent, was Star Wars OT. Yeah, the first two were Darth, third, fourth ends on a whole final. Exactly. I was depicting that kind of that future, you know? Just kind of depicting that, always kind of depicting that hopeful future that we all want to aspire to be, that you want to aspire to be, that, you know, that is very close to, you know, Roddenberry's vision. I don't care if Flash was on. I'm not interested either. Like I said, I will say I am not. It doesn't like Sasha Calais and Supergirl doesn't bother me. Although, yeah, I do agree. I'm kind of mixed on the short hair. I'm kind of mixed on the outfit because I actually did a drawing of her to show that I was like, hey, I'm not like I don't completely hate it. But my problem is, however, where my problem is, Johnny, is they're adapting Tom King's Supergirl. Okay, I'm gonna put a disclaimer here. Oh, where am I? I'm gonna put it. Let me put a quick disclaimer here when I say this right now. I despise Tom King. I despise Tom King. His writing was good at first in the like the Batman run and Mr. Miracle. It was good at first. I heard a lot of praises, but then a lot of his personal issues, on which somebody who was a former CIA agent, a lot of his personal issues really came into play, especially during his run on Batman. Like post the wedding, like post to him marrying Selina Kyle, it was all about making Bruce basically just pathetic and turning Selina Kyle, Catwoman, into his mommy wife. It became a therapy session. It was a therapy session. Even in the later issues of Mr. Miracle, it was like a therapy session, essentially. Oh, what happened? Okay. All right. Are we there? All right. You guys can hear me, right? You guys can hear me? Hello? You guys can still hear me, right? Oh. As well as connection. Audio issues. What is going on? Okay, hang on, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Okay, let me double check. Let me get the audio up. Let me get the screen up again. Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. Audio is just noticed my background music kind of cut out for a second. Oh. Boomer count number 2. Anyway, it's just no, we can't hear you. Would have had Enterprise sequels, TOS next gen sequels, but the sequels suck. True. Of course, you know the JJ, the way they made the way that JJ and Bad Reboot turned Star Trek into much more of this action film oriented, like almost like pre-MCU in a way, kind of with that kind of approach. Really, not everybody was soured on that, and ever since it's been kind of keeping it with that, with following under Bad Reboot and under JJ's tutelage, and you saw what JJ did with the sequel trilogy. I believe I'm in the case of that. Anybody who is, you look at a property and you look at the team behind it, especially like the writing team and such. Anyone, and I mean anybody who is an alumni of Bad Reboot or worked under Bad Reboot, Rings of Power. Rings of Power. Anyone under Bad Reboot, that's like a huge mark for there. It's like, okay, no. You are not, no. We seen what JJ had his hands on everything. Jar Jar had his hands on everything. So anybody working under Bad Reboot is an absolute no for me. Because you saw what happened with Star Trek.
You saw what happened with Star Wars. You saw what happened with Lord of the Rings, with J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay, which are both bad reboot alumni. God, that was such a fun experience. Just watching just the absolute destruction of Rings of Power. Just absolute, just a dumpster fire. That was so much fun to watch. Just everybody just tearing a new one. Bad Robot is making us look bad. But I want to differ back to Tom King here. See, this is where I have my red flag in with James Gunn. With James Gunn, the projects he picked and the team that's going to be working with him on his projects. Tom King is somewhat of a good writer, but not so much in the later half. And on top of that, I guarantee you, if you have Tom King at the helm on any project, any film project under DC and Warner Brothers, it is going to turn into a therapy session. It is going to turn into a straight-up therapy session. Mark my words, it is going to be a therapy session. That's why I have nothing to look for in regards to like Supergirl and such like that. Although I think Sasha Kelly is, I'm more bothered by CG sex and such. I think she's a beautiful actress, and I think she'll be able to pull it off. I just don't think that if you're trying to adapt Tom King's version of Supergirl, that's a bad idea. I think you're giving her, I think she's gonna, you're just squandering her talent. You want to talk about bad movie decisions? Look at Hey Murphy got lost his signature when the 80s ended. Like Shawn Michaels lost his smile. Exactly. But on top of that, I can never forgive Tom King for his attempted cancellation of Jay Lee. Jay Lee, who's an artist at DC. Tom King tried to cancel him because he did work with EVS in CG. He did work with EVS. And he tried to cancel him, and it was on the eve of Jay Lee's his dog passed away. And when that happened, and he was so pissed. He and his wife were so pissed when that happened. I was pissed too. I was legitimately pissed. You trying to not only is like, okay, you're branding, of course, following that same thing as a Brandon CG as a hate group, and on top of that, trying to cancel him for doing work with CG, actively trying to. So my stance was, fuck you. Just absolutely, I would never forgive you for anything you do. Yes, that is true. That is true, Cage. That is absolutely true. But I will, if I see Tom King's name on anything, I am immediately, that is a throw it straight in the trash. That is a straight up fuck you. That is a fuck you from me. Because I will never support anything. I mean anything that has Tom King's name written on it. The same way I will never support anything that has Ta-Nehisi Coates' name written on it. By the way, I guarantee you that Ta-Nehisi Coates and JJ Black Superman project is probably canceled at this point. Okay, it's 100% likely that it's canceled at this point. Okay, highly likely that it's canceled at this point. And I was pissed off at that, too. Don't get me started on Ta-Nehisi Coates. That's all I'm saying. All right, let's do the gloves next. Okay. Yeah, all Jay Lee did was just draw a frog. That pisses me off. That it really did piss me off. And it still does to this day. So, I know, right? Tom, I spoke to Jay. We're cool. No, Jay, we're definitely not cool. No, yeah, exactly. No, we're definitely not cool. And the people that were going there trying to defend what Tom King was doing, fuck you as well. I think it was I forgot who it was, but I'm certain it was like people like Heather or like people like Heather. I ain't gonna say her full name. Like Heather, those types who were championing that shit, and I'm like, you're just as scummy as they are, as he is. You're just a bigger scumbag than he is. Anyway, let's get off. It's just no, but with Flash, I refuse to see it. Like there's maybe some things that look good, and I will say this: Affleck looks good in this. Affleck looks really good in this. Like it looks like, because you know that Affleck's been dealing with I think it was it the drug addiction that he's been having. That he was having, especially with Justice League and such like that. So I'm happy to see that, you know, Ben Affleck is, you know, he could turn as well as Batman, and I do like to see that he's looking much better than like last time we saw him. Because that was kind of one of the reasons why he did want to come back and do Batman under Snyder's revision, just because he was dealing with that. I think he was dealing with the drug problem. Because I remember he had to get his having to get his ex-wife Jennifer Gardner to help him out. Because I remember that. Oh, I haven't really kind of gone to ranty. This has been more of a ranty Friday, hasn't it? You guys seem like that though. That was one of those that they were okay with white dude trying to. Oh god, yeah, that was just. Still pisses me off. Still makes my skin crawl bringing that up now. Just like this. Wow, I forgot. I didn't realize that there was a lot of detail. Okay, there's a lot of detail in the gloves too. Okay. I realize there's a lot of detail in those gloves too. Okay, so we're gonna have to make a couple layers. I think it's like 1 layer, 2 layer, 3. Or just maybe about 2 layers. But oh man, I do not feel positive with Gunn's approach to the DC universe, to be honest with you. I'm not feeling too positive. It's just there's too many. I just see too many red flags. Way too many red flags here. We'll see, but as long as that creep is still employed, I'm not watching anything. I refuse to. That's why I'm going to stand my ground on that, and I will stand my ground on that. And I will stand by what I said on that. Stick to your gun, and that's what I'm telling everybody else. Listen, stick to your guns. If you say you're going to do it, if you say you're going to watch the film, that's fine. Just don't be like, I'm not going to watch this because that person's in it. But then go and just make a complete 180-degree turn and just be like, I'm watching it now because of this now. It's like, come on now. See, do well. I see, do well in the box office. opening weekend this summer, but I don't. But we'll see how much staying power it has, and and I'm keeping a close eye to what DC is going to do after this film is over. If they're going to keep him on board, I'm done. I am completely done. Funny. Well, I'm done with the pants. Now it's time for the gloves. That's okay. I'm done with the pants. Now it's time for the gloves. Okay. All right. Let's do it. Let's do it layer. Hang on. It's gotta stay. I gotta try to stay close to it. Actually, I'm just wondering, do I need that? So they know it's gonna be bad. Actually, ends up actually being bad. Yeah, you probably have a thing. Yeah, it's just and you know, having one Ezra Miller there is enough, but having two of them on screen, especially with that later line at the end of the trailer, it's like, this is something we're gonna tell our kids about. I'm like, okay, weirdo. Okay, weirdo. That's I don't see Barry Allen. I don't see Barry Allen in that at all. I never saw Barry, and to be fair, I never saw that within the Justice League, the Joss Whedon cut. I never saw that either. So I never saw that Barry Allen. Because that is not Barry Allen. That's not Barry Allen to me. So we'll see. I'll say, just man, I've been all the thing, man. The like, and I'm gonna tell you this, Mads. I'm gonna tell you all this. They're still going. Like, the people are still, the outrage over Hogwarts Legacy is still going. And all I can say is, you're just greenlighting a sequel at this point. You're just funding the sequel to Hogwarts Legacy at this point because they won't stop. It's like, we're like 2 weeks, I think it's like what, 2 weeks after the games were released. The outrage is still there. They're still trying. There's even a big controversy. There's even a huge controversy with a big VTuber streaming the game now. It's getting absolutely ridiculous. Hell, let's get to the point where J.K. Rowling is even threatening a lawsuit to people who are basically discrediting her. And it just Daryl, how's it going, man? Yeah, it's just like they're threatening a lawsuit to J.K.'s threatening a lawsuit to some people who are, you know, calling her the calling her the other word, the Nazi word, the Yahtzee, calling her a Yahtzee and stuff. I'm like, you need to turn this down. You need to put this down, or I'm gonna sue for defamation. And I'm kind of with Neon. It's like, we're seeing a lot of slander we've seen a lot of slander going on around Twitter, especially around Hogwarts Legacy, that if this keeps going, that more people are probably going to be more encouraged to just say, we're just going to file a lawsuit against you. Now, granted, it's hard to prove, you know, defamation claims now, but if it gets people to shut up, they probably will do it, you know? It's just absolutely insane, man. And it's just insane that just the absolute outrage. It's like, it's so much so that even I'm contemplating of getting it, especially after listening to Fax's review, because it is legitimately a good game. And it's like, man, you can sink so many hours into it, and you will never be bored. It's like, man, but it's just like, what is wrong? What is wrong with them, man? Just what is going on here? I can't say. And the backlash to it is just so immense now. It's like they can't. Every excuse they try to make doesn't work. Like, okay, do you guys remember that Okay, do you guys know that there was like I think there was one Twitter user who I'm gonna call this up. The one Twitter user who served in Iraq, who served in war during the war in Afghanistan, Iraq. They were equating buying the game to the people that the soldier killed during the war in Iraq. It is that delusional. It is that insane. Like, no, we're not telling you to not be offended, not be hurt by it, but your reasonings for why you have such a problem aren't justified. Not only do they not make any sense, they're not justified. Your behavior, it doesn't excuse your behavior and how you're treating other people because it's going to affect like bullying tactics. I said this last Sunday. It is straight up bullying tactics at this point. And we're seeing big name VTubers, streamers get bullied for it too, and it's like, you're not helping. It's like you're not helping your cause at all. You're hurting it. You're making your cause look bad. It's like there's legitimate people in the LGBT community who are excited for this game, who want to play this game, who do not want to hear this. Who say you don't represent them. Man, this has been like a rant. This has been like a very ranty me today, hasn't it? I've been ranting like crazy today. I don't usually do that, but ish, man. It's cool. Thank y'all, everybody, for being. We got 9 people still watching. You guys, I'm enjoying that. You guys are enjoying it. I'm not entertaining y'all, but man, I didn't realize how ranty I would be today. Just doesn't. I can't support anything like this. I can't. It's just like you have no justifiable argument when it comes to that kind of stuff. It's what I'm saying. You know, your arguments or reasons aren't justified. You don't. It doesn't excuse your behavior, and it's pretty rotten behavior. But you're supposed to be about tolerance and acceptance, and you're not showing that at all. And where it's like it's hurting these people, and it's like, how? How is it hurting them? How is us supporting this game? How is people supporting this game hurting you? I legitimately mean that. Sorry, it's not causing harm. But yeah, exactly. Then a freaking yeah. I want to let people know that the journalist who made that Wired review gave Hogwarts Legacy 1 out of 10. They're known for reviewing sex toys. I just want to let y'all know that. You put on a set. You're standing. You're dying on the hill of one of your journalists, of a journalist who reviews sex toys. You're trying to stand for that journalist, and Wired are getting viciously invigorated in the comments. They're getting taken to task. Because, like, okay, I will never trust anything Wired says in a game. I will never trust you as a reviewer. You're not a legitimate journalist. That's what I'm getting out of it. Oh, man, this has been a heavy stream, man. This has been it's just like you with Wire, just like you're not tolerant. You're this is a horrible look. This is a horrible look coming from you. This is a horrible optics. You guys don't come off as legitimate journalists. You come off as dishonest. You come off as disingenuous. Man, I am about to. Yeah, I need to wrap. Yeah, oh yeah, I might have to wrap this up because it's almost 3 o'clock. Or it's half an hour. So we were supposed to go nearly 2.5 hours on this one. So thank you all so much for being here. Seriously, this has been. I can feel intolerance. Yeah, exactly. No, not Harry Potter. I wouldn't be surprised, but I just find a lot of their reasoning for not wanting if your reasons for not wanting to support it are justified, fine. But that doesn't give you a reason to bully and intimidate other people who do support it. Other people who do support this game, it's not justified. If you're going to that degree, it's not justified, and people will call you out on it. And people will not stand for it. I know I won't. I know a lot of people in this chat won't stand for it. I know this chat is not the ones to just be bullied and intimidated for something that they like. You know? So that's what a magical. Yeah, I know, right? Exactly, Cage. Exactly. Oh my gosh. You're not far off there, Cage. You are not far off. So I'm saying for that journalist, you can say you're probably hitting the right spot. Right on the G spot. Amazing. Yeah, it's just insane, and this is all it's doing is getting more buzz, and it's probably going to be it's probably giving. You know what? I got to give WB this. The fact that they didn't give review copies to everybody, to all the mainstream journalists, that was smart. WB was smart. That was a smart move, not giving review copies to everyone. Because I bet you some of them are still salty about the fact that they had these review copies. I'm like, but then you have to think about IGN. It's like, you know, our J.K. Rowling's views doesn't reflect on, you know, our views of the game and such. It's like, that's this point. You're supposed to be IGN. You're supposed to. I'm not going to reward IGN for being objective, for doing what they're supposed to do. And that is actually be objective in their review. And not have some bias. I'm not going to award them for that. Because they should be doing that in the first freaking place. And the same goes for every other journalist. It's like if you can't take your Heron and Noob love Megan. Yeah, they love playing the game. Absolutely. Heron and Megan love the game. Yeah, a lot of people love this game. Fats is just absolutely head over heels with this game. Arwen's looking forward to it. Looking forward to playing it because, you know, it doesn't hit last gen consoles until April. Also, yeah. But everybody's loving the game. Everybody's really liking the game. It's like it's definitely a great experience, and it's almost like a callback to kind of what video games kind of should be, you know? It's like how AAA games should be. And I agree with that. I'm with that. I'm definitely with that. Oh man, we'll see because we're not going to hear the end of this. And you keep telling it as some form of GG, as the new GG. except it's reverse because it's backfired so heavily on them now. Bandito, it's Heron, not Heroin of Alexandria. It's Heron. Heron, not Hroine. Come on, Bandito. Come on now. Okay, one more minute. We'll wrap this up. But anyway, what you guys are looking at. But anyway, just kind of, I'm gonna zoom out. What you guys are looking at is essentially my Twitch avatar, Skyla. Because we're playing Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2, we're playing Midnight Club LA right now. I figured I'd give Skyla a more street look, more street racing attire. So I'm liking this. Like I said, I'm modeling kind of the shading style a little bit more simple, or modeling it off of Dong Ho Kang's work. So I'll show you. I'll give you one more. I'll show you little examples. So here you go. So this is what I'm talking about. Just kind of modeling it after that. So very realistic, very painterly, and I love it. So I wanted to just try that with this. So there you go. There you go. Whew, that was really good. That was a good. Yes, Hi-Fi Rush is awesome. Good God, shut up, Cage. Anyway, yeah, I still have the hat to do, and I need to figure out the design for the shirt and the hat and the cap as well. So, but for the most part, she's about done. So she's mostly done for the most part. I do need to go. Oh, I also need to do the face, but yeah, there's still a lot of work I need to really get on the wall going. So anyway, that is it for me. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Thank y'all so much for being here. Just remember, guys, this Sunday is the season finale of Makini Live, season 8. It's been a absolute fun season. This is a long season too. So, but we are on Sunday. We are going to wrap it up. Finally, we're gonna wrap the season up. And then season 9 will begin in March. It'll be like mid-March or so, like probably around like the 12th or the 19th or so. But stay tuned for that. I can't wait for it. I will be on Twitch tonight for basically four nights of Twitch. I am off on President's Day weekend, so I look forward to seeing you guys there. We'll be continuing our progress on Midnight Club LA tonight. If you guys want to see the hijinks and antics, and if you guys want to help me get to 200 followers, go ahead and follow on Twitch. That is twitch.tv/Makini type R, and I'll put the link in the chat right here. So that's where you guys can find me tonight. It'll be at 7 p.m. PST. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, get some lunch, and I'm gonna see if I can pop in on the vac tube tonight. So anyway, guys, I'll see you guys on Sunday. Thank you all so much for being here. I am Makini90, artist and illustrator in this, and thank you for tuning in to Makini Live. And until next time, take care, much love, and as I always say, never stop drawing. Bye, guys.
Makini Live is a Makini Draws production. Makini 90, Mads Mamabear, and Bruce Lombardo will return next week at the same time.